I have a bag that I taped on it, literally, random things that are gonna save your life one day. I use that bag every day.
That's experience, that's experience.
I started using my friends just to take photos of them, and people always looked weird at me because I was always looking at their faces like, I mean, like when they're in my studio. I mean, I'm not a psychopath, man.
I don't know, man. What is going on, guys? My name is Ted and welcome back to Indy Mogul. Today we are talking about money. Specifically, how do we spend it to get a cinematic look when shooting for beauty or for fashion? And just so you can see it, here are 3 of the looks that we're gonna show you how to get. 1, 2, 3. But first, a story you've probably never heard before. You meet Santa. He gives you money. You book an agency job, and guess what? You need to light their latest model. So realistic. So, how do you invest in the best possible image? What is going to give you the biggest return on investment and the most cinematic image? And when you spend that money, how do you shoot beauty in a way that looks not only good, but also cinematic? So, to discover the secrets of beauty lighting, we headed out to meet fashion photographer Philippe Maurice. Philippe, what's going on, dude? Now, Philippe Maurice is a fashion photographer who's shot for some of the biggest brands like Elle and Calvin Klein. And before you start complaining about the gear that Philippe is going to use, let me just say, Philippe literally has a story that you've never heard before. Were you interested in film and photography while you were in Egypt?
I always actually got thrown into it because we used to have a tourism company as a family owned and everything. I was doing all the marketing stuff. So I went to marketing school, I finished a master's in marketing, and then after that the country kind of went to hell.
Breaking news tonight from Cairo.
This after violent protests all day yesterday.
This was the day that a largely peaceful uprising took a dark and violent turn.
In tourism, apparently people don't tend to come to your country when you try to kill them.
What a surprise.
I know,
what a surprising surprise.
So I wanted to do something else. So because I was working in marketing, I always look at photographers like, oh, they have it so easy, you know? And
they just hang out all
I know,
day
right?
and take photos and sleep and take more photos.
Yeah, exactly. We had an accounting office, which perfect, low ceiling, everything is gonna bounce everywhere, it's gonna look like yeah, it was basically like just whatever I could get my hands on to learn.
He literally had no gear in the beginning, and in a short amount of time, he's grown to be an extremely exciting filmmaker, all the while using that budget that he had available to him every step of the way. So, what can we learn from Philippe's story? What's the key to shooting fashion and beauty? And how do we produce better work, even on a budget?
Fashion people don't really care if you're shooting on a T2i or an Alexa. If the model is not feeling it that day, it's game over. No matter what you have. I know and I trust the people that I work with, and I invest in people, not in gear.
Tip 1, spend everything on your makeup artist, your stylist, and your model.
I know photographers who are in New York who are shooting Victoria's Secret models with a point and shoot.
I know a lot of filmmakers don't like to hear this advice, but ultimately having an impressive talent will attract more eyeballs, more praise, more attention to your work every single time than buying that new fancy gamble. And look, it's not that I'm saying that the expensive gear isn't helpful. What we're saying is just try it once.
Even if you have to pay whatever you need to pay, work with people that are better than you, because these people are always gonna push you.
If learning or getting noticed is what you're really looking for, jumping in with people that are better than you is hands down the best investment you can make. For a lot of people coming out there that want to start doing some fashion photography, I guess what I want to ask is what's the key to getting such a deep image, an image that pops so much?
Generally speaking, if you're, let's say for example, shooting beauty is always harsh light.
Use hard light. Yep, it's going down. I know what you're thinking, but Ted, I thought soft lighting was what you were supposed to use for beauty lighting, not soft lighting. Well, guess what? You thought wrong. And here's why. Yes, soft light is great for beauty. As you already know, soft light is the quality of light that creates minimal and soft shadows, which is great. Soft light is going to be the thing that hides all those blemishes on your talent skin. It's gonna be the thing that fills in all those wrinkles. And if you've got like a crinkly shirt, soft light is the light that's going to be the one to kind of hide that. hard lighting is generally what you want to use for beauty or for fashion, or anytime that you want to emphasize angles or intricate details of a person's clothes. And no, we're not talking about taking the hardest light that you can use. We're not talking about lighting somebody with a laser pointer. We're talking about using a softbox or beauty dish like this. We're talking about something like this that softens the light just a little bit, but it's still hard enough to create shadows and show detail. Detail that will contrast your model's perfect skin or the silky parts of your dress that your fashion stylist ironed out in the same image. So, hard light is the only thing that's gonna get you there, that's gonna show you those details.
So if you have a longer face, generally anything is gonna work with her, but I would always shy away a little bit from the soft lighting if I can't get the contrast that I need, or if your studio is too small.
Now, I know a lot of this might be kind of hard to visualize, so to see what we're actually talking about, I asked him to show me a real live shoot to actually show how these tips pay off in real life.
With the first lighting setup, what were you going for?
I thought, why not move the actual lights? And I started having my assistant complement the sort of serious, aggressive kind of vibe that the shoot was.
We just finished our first lighting setup. What's up next?
Honestly, I wanted to mess around with a DIY Cocolores, which was made of gaff tape and just a blue gel.
Let me just say real quick, I love this DIY Cocolores.
I just wanted to make it look a little bit more textured. I don't really want to blur her face, so I just got the beauty dish a lot closer to her face, and then that started creating a lot of really nice wraparound, but still maintain the harder light quality.
For this third image, we went a little crazy. What were we going with here?
The quasars are great at throwing colors, and the warm gold-ish on her back was produced by two tubes. And then from the other side, I wanted to not have her super yellow, so I just threw in a little bit of blue just to create a bit of contrast.
So there you have it, a couple of quick setups for cinematic lighting and a couple of ways to invest your money so that you get the best and most stunning image possible. Again, at the end of the day, it's all about your talent, your makeup artist, and your stylist. And honestly, being able to invest in those things first will give you the biggest return. You're not gonna be trying to hide blemishes or mistakes. You're gonna actually be opened up a little more creatively to be able to emphasize and focus things that look beautiful in front of the image and focus on what's already there. If you like this episode, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Tune into our full podcast discussion with Philippe in the podcast link down below. And guess what?
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Ted.
Yes?
Come on.
Oh,
Trying to be as creepy as possible. Did it work out?
Tune in next week when I go sit down with Ryan Connolly and learn what is the secret to motivate yourself to keep filmmaking, even after the going gets tough.
Knees touch.
Bring a little thighs in here, we're good.
But that's it for me. I'm Ted from Indy Mogul. I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you for watching this episode.
Thank you guys for coming to cold ass Canada.
Nice here. I love fall weather. All right, we're getting out of here. Let's go this out.